Welcome to the Business Spotlight podcast. My name is Kay Cote, and I'm your host for today's episode. And today on the show, I have Carolina Lopez, founder and formulator of BEJOU, as my guest. We're going to be learning about her journey to business ownership, best practices, and challenges that she's faced to give you that inside look to what it's like to build and operate a business. Welcome, Carolina. So great to meet you. Thanks for being on the show.
It's a pleasure meeting you. Thank you so much for hosting me, and hi, everyone.
Hello, I love it. Well, before we dive into all things about Bijou, I'd love to share with the audience a little bit about you. So take us back as far as you'd like and share a bit about yourself.
So, I was born in Colombia. I have a twin sister, and I fled Colombia, and that's part of my journey story. So, I won't get into too much detail until you ask me the questions. I went to school for chemical material science engineering, and that's how I became part of being a formulator. But honestly, I never thought that I was going to be a founder ever in my whole life until like just personal like situations happened. I used to work in the tech field at Intel Corporation Marathon. And yeah, I stumbled upon being a founder, and I'm happy to be here, being in the journey, and honestly, making me growth, an accelerator growth for sure.
Oh, amazing. Well, I'm excited to hear more about your journey and just learn about Bijou. And so, how did you start Bijou? Like, first, was it like an aha moment or was it something you're thinking of? So let's dive in.
No, it comes from a personal struggle, believe it or not. So I fled Colombia when I was a young girl due to political conflicts and kidnap threats. My dad had already come here to the US and we were living with my mom. During this time, our family got separated again. And my mom stayed behind, sacrificing her life for 5 years. We had to actually hide like in the back of a taxi cab, like hidden, like nobody could see you, to that extreme. So it was kind of, has been like a kind of soap opera. And the only way how I would actually stay connected was like with my mom via like a FaceTime conversation. But back then there weren't FaceTimes. It was just like a phone conversation where she loved like lotions and potions and putting her creams and talk about it. Like she is a boomer, but she was like an advanced boomer about beauty and knowing all the things. And that's really how it started. I wanted to be just like her. I looked up to her, and like that's something that it actually connected us. Skincare and beauty, but unfortunately, because I have like three chronic conditions, I have asthma, allergies, and highly reactive skin. Like I would get the hives, the irritations, and sometimes like even visit the hospital. And that's how really my journey through like for skincare started. And I stumbled upon it in my culture, or at least how I was raised, it's like you don't tell people that you're having issues. So like I was having these allergies, was having these reactions, and I just kind of felt embarrassed and afraid to tell everyone else that I was suffering. And I feel like during that time, my room became a jail of like, I wouldn't express myself and I felt like so sad. And I ended up going back to Colombia, and this is just like serendipity, I would say. I wanted to see the pink dolphins, and during this time, I want to travel to the Amazon rainforest, specifically in Colombia. And that's where I actually stumbled upon like chontaduro, which is the main ingredient that we're using because we're rooted in Latin American botanicals. And I was having like a reaction from like mosquito bites, and I tried it. It's an actual fruit. I tried it. I don't like the taste personally because it's kind of like not sweet. It's sour, and I don't like sour fruits. And if you have never heard of it, it looks like a peach and a tomato put together, and it had a baby. That's exactly how it looks like. And that's how my journey started on. I started becoming my own guinea pig like during my college years. I would formulate, well, not necessarily formulate, but I would be like the skincare junkie who would tell my roommates, oh, go to this store. They have this. This would work for your skin. But behind the scenes, nobody knew that I was actually struggling. I mean, they did. My closest roommates obviously did, but like outside of that and outside of my family, I kind of was too embarrassed to say it.
Hmm. Well, thank you for sharing a bit about your story and like just seeing how you've overcome so much to create such an incredible. I'm a skincare junkie myself, so I'm very excited for this conversation, but like turning that kind of hardship into something that you're sharing with the world through your business. I'm very excited to like dive in and learn more about it. So thank you for sharing that. Now looking at the company now, when did you start Bijou?
Well, when sometimes that question is like, when did I incorporate or when did I started like formulating in terms of formulating? Like 6 years ago, in terms of like how long have we been alive in the market? We're like a year old, a year and a half old, so far. And yeah, we're excited to be here, part of this journey.
Definitely. Now, in terms of like the business structure, are you the sole founder? Are there any other investors involved or any other owners involved?
No, I'm the sole founder. We're bootstrapped 100% to this point, and we hope to fundraise sooner than later. But yeah, so far it's just me, no co-founders.
Oh, very cool. And are you currently working with in any staff, like employees that help out with the business?
Yeah, so I have freelancers that help with the business. Mhm.
Oh, wonderful. I love that. Okay, so diving into you as the founder, as the owner. Are you like where are you spending most of your time right now? Are you mostly working, say, on the business, or are you more in the business working client facing, or is it kind of a bit of both?
It's honestly, as a founder, you have like 10,000 hats. I'm working on both. This year, our intentionality is honestly growing our community and sales, so that we can continue to like grow and expand our business, and have more opportunities within the market. That's like our focus. If you were to ask me like on a daily basis, what do I do? It changes from time to time. It just depends on what's going on and how do I prioritize, and then who could help me? Is it a freelancer and so on, depending on the roles.
Definitely, definitely. So, that sounds like a fun topic. Let's actually see, like, where do you see the company going here in the next year?
In the next year, I would love to be in Ulta marketplace. In Macy's marketplace, we're planning on growing like also in TikTok shop, and then hopefully be like in Central Market, natural grocers, and I don't know if in within a year Whole Foods, but hopefully we could be there someday.
Yes, those are all great spots. Now, how do you go from product to being placed in, say, like a B2B market or into a big box store?
Oh, it takes a lot of time and effort. Number one, you have to prove yourself in the industry. They have to try your product. So it's a long, long, long process that happens in between. You could even go to trade shows and showcase so that the buyers could find you, like B2B stores. Because you want to be where the customers are, at least I like to call my customers our celebrities because they're actually rooting for us. They're so important to us that they provide feedback, they tell us like the honest truth. And I think transparency, vulnerability, and like honesty, it's how we've been able to grow. In terms of finding the buyers, sometimes you could find them on LinkedIn. Sometimes I feel like nothing is better than like getting to know them like face to face, and having like an introduction and showing them like showcasing your product. Like this is a huge deal, like feeling it, touching it, smelling it, putting it on, versus sending out a cold email.
Definitely, especially when you're thinking like skin, like I love to try things on. I like to do those parties where I'm like testing things. So okay, so I want to know about your ideal client because Who is this person? Like, if they were to walk through your doors or check you out online, who is the ideal celebrity client for you?
Well, our ideal celebrity is honestly, they're ingredients heavy. They're super ingredients heavy. They want to make sure that they're also very highly sensitive. So they have sensitive skin. They have dark spots. They are maybe going through hormonal changes. They're between the ages between 25 and 35. Some of them go up to like 45, but within that range. Some of them could be pregnant women because we're using a natural retinol alternative, and a lot of women they can't use retinol during pregnancy or postpartum. But they also really want to see real results. A lot of them are providing like feedback through word of mouth, and they share this through their friends and families and so on. They also love to take care of themselves. They're like eating healthy or they're trying to improve their routine. Some of them have been burnt before because they have sensitive skin. So they're very afraid of trying a new product and they're like, oh my gosh, I don't want to live this through this again.
Mhm.
So we have a couple of like ideal clients, like three main ones.
Oh, wonderful. I know I'm thinking of like myself and a couple other my girlfriends who would absolutely love to try it. Now, are you selling B2C? Are you business to consumer right now and trying to do B2B? Are you in both markets there?
Yes, we're an omni-channel.
Okay, okay, wonderful. So, how are you currently marketing? If you're, I know you're working on the stores, but how else are you getting your product out there?
On so far, like our first year, we've been very organic. We did a lot of like pop-up events in Austin. I actually recently moved to, well, not recently. I'm just turning a year old in Austin next, yeah, like in 2 months. So I've only been here for like almost a year. So a lot of pop-up events, getting involved with the community, pitching like when there's pitching opportunities. And then also like pop up, I did a lot of like wellness meets skincare nationally within the US. So we went to Florida, we went to New York, we went to San Diego, LA, and then like now here in Austin. So a lot of like events. And that's really what has been working. In terms of ads, we've been pretty organic. We've been posting, but it's a lot of like people who like our products and then they want to post, and so on. That's really how we've been very like 100% organic, honestly.
That is incredible. I bet, like, if I checked my Instagram right now, I bet we have a lot of people in common. Like, I'm thinking about, but okay, so kind of diving into, we talked a little bit about your plans for the year. I'd say, like, from founder to founder, we were talking to a lot of founders out there that are listening to this. So, what is something you're currently challenged with in the company?
Honestly, I feel like marketing is extremely like something that I went into business because I come from like a very technical like aspect, chemical engineering, material science. So I'm very like data driven. I have to provide data like clinicals. It's super important for me. But a part that I'm not really strong suited in is marketing. And when you start a business, like I honestly didn't know how much it is to build a business, especially in the skincare industry.
Mhm.
A lot of people say that it's very like there's a lot of skincare product already. So in order to be differentiator, you have to use something different, which we do. We're very different and we do both sensitive skin and dark spots, and most people don't. It's either one or the other because it either causes irritations, burns, and itches. And
Mhm.
we were able to do this with our botanicals. But to tell you the truth, is I'm not an expert. So like getting expertise that will stay within the business, it's really hard. And like understanding how much marketing really costs
Mm.
in a skincare brand. It's very expensive. And just honestly, that's how you grow, right? Because like the more reach you have, the more people are gonna see your product, the more they'll find out. So that's like one of the biggest struggles that we're actually encountering at the moment where I'm providing solutions because my personality is like, okay, what's the problem? How could I solve this? But that's the biggest struggle so far. It's just like finding somebody who is within our budget because there's a lot of great ones, but they're above our budget. So then we can't really work with them. And then trying to be fair.
Definitely. It's like finding that sweet spot, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, well, so looking at the growth of the company as you're continuing to work towards your goals, do you see yourself wanting to hire on employees in the next year, or you maybe up your freelancers? Like, what's kind of your plan with your support system and your help in the growth?
I would love to hire people. We just have to get to a point where we could, number one, I'm the founder. And yes, I run Bijou, but I don't want to be the bottleneck. So like working in the business would be also meaning that I would be the bottleneck of the company. And I feel like it's very important to share strategies and roles with not just myself and the freelancers, but everyone else who could work so that we could continue to expand the company and make it even bigger. Those who have like expertise in the creative side or in the operational side, I think would be really great. So yes, that's the goal. As long as we meet our plan in sales so that we could be able to hire people and so on and continue to grow and invest above all, which are our celebrities and our customers. They're the most important ones and listening to what they want for the next product or the next event or let me try this or samples, you know?
Definitely. Now looking at, you talked about your celebrities, and I kind of want to bring it back to that. Your clients, how are you building your community up now? Are you utilizing like a CRM platform? How are you gathering these like testimonials or thoughts on product development? Like, how are you talking to your people?
So we have different approaches for new products. I specifically Bijou specifically approaches people who are not close to our freelancers or to myself or people who may have never tried our skincare product specifically so that they're not biased. We also have like our first customers ever, so they'll get the first tries of like the new innovation that's coming up and then they could provide feedback and so on. And we do surveys. We ask them what are their thoughts? How do they see a change? Do they like the smell and so on? Easy enough so that they will do it because a lot of people tend to drop over time. But also our community is grown because we are in the process of building our own CRM, and using AI to help us automate a lot of things.
That's going to be so helpful, especially as you're scaling and you're trying to step in roles and out of other roles as the founder. So very excited. This has been so fun. I'm a big skincare junkie, so love to hear about how this kind of side of things works. And now I want to take us through our fun rapid fire questions. There's going to be four questions that just answer very
Okay.
top of mind.
Okay.
All right. Question number one is, what is the key to success for you?
Consistency and mental health. Without mental health, you can't be a leader, you can't lead your business, and you can't lead yourself. So yes, those are super important. And then just like when things crumble or when everything is just like not in place and you're being harsh on yourself, I think you just need to give yourself grace and provide that consistency to continue to build.
Definitely. Love all of those things. Number two is, what is a piece of advice you have for other business owners?
It's not for everyone. It's okay if you're not a business owner. It's extremely challenging, extremely hard, and it's for the long run. You're not going to see the results right away. Obviously, it depends on the business, but you're not going to see the results right away. They pay off after you could see the hamster wheel rolling, and the hamster wheel rolling doesn't occur until a couple of years later. And then at the same time, look for people who are experts in things that you could afford before you start the business. Research how much it is to invest in creating like building your own business because they could be very expensive and then learn how to fundraise. It's very important. I didn't know.
Definitely. That's a great answer. Now this next one is what is it could be like a podcast, a book, an article, just something that's resonated with you recently.
Hmm. I love Female Founder World, the podcast by Jasmine. Um, it's amazing. It's if you're an entrepreneur, you should definitely go listen to it. I highly recommend it. I also love Ed Milet. It's more on the like self growth type of thing. Um, that's pretty much what I've been doing lately, because I don't have that much time.
That's true. Sometimes it's like just like that 15 minutes you have driving from here to there, you can like that's what I do. It's like I throw out a podcast or something like that when I have a moment. But thank you for sharing that. And our final question in the rapid fires, and take your time a little bit on this one. If I were to give you a magic wand and you could change one aspect of your business for the better, what would it be?
An aspect for my business for the better, honestly, I would say sales and marketing.
Awesome, awesome. Well, let's start and help you with your marketing right now. How can people connect with you and your business online?
They could find us at TikTok and Instagram at BEJOU.co, BEJOU.co. You could also follow us on LinkedIn. And you could see me in my personal profile on Instagram as well, Carolina, and then four underscores Lopez.
Nice. Well, thank you so much, Carolina, for sharing that. I'm going to follow because I'm excited to follow your journey. And our final question of the day today is what is most inspiring to you today?
Honestly, it's just waking up and paying attention to the small details, such as going for a walk, feeling like because it's so windy here in Austin, just feeling the breeze on your skin, smelling like the grass just recently cut, and just like being thankful to be alive and have the health that I have.
That is a beautiful one. That's inspiring to me, and I'm sure our guests, our listeners, our viewers got so much out of this. Thank you so much for sharing your story with me today.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And thank you everyone who's watching and reach out if you have any questions. And I truly appreciate it, Kate.